Hello and welcome, it's Debs here, and as always it's great to have you with me. Today I wanted to talk to you about a question that I was recently asked. How do I deal with what's going on while I'm waiting for it to change? So basically I was asked this question by a client. She'd had a huge realisation that her life and everything that was going on was her creation. And if she wanted something different, the power lay with her to be the one that could change it. But as often happens in these situations, the outside was taking a little bit of a while to catch up with what she had now started to see from the inside. She'd become a different person, but the invitation from the outside to go back to who she was, that was still there. She was still being tempted by her old habits of thinking that were leading to old habits of behaviour. We're so used to trusting our senses and believing that we need to deal with the reality that our senses are showing us that seems to be there. We're not used to turning to the power behind life, to God, to universal mind, to the universe, whatever works for you, and seeing a deeper truth. We believe that we need to see things on the outside before we can believe them. But our very nature, the way that we're built, the way that we're made, is that if we believe something from the inside, then it happens on the outside. It's just that we've been really well trained to go against our own nature and to do it that way around. So let's go back to the question. It's a really good question, but let's look at the nature of it. So how do I deal with what's going on while I'm waiting for things to change? So the very nature of this question comes with an uncomfortable feeling. The question itself is coming from fear. It's an invitation to go back to the old version of who you are. When those kinds of questions that come from fear, when those kinds of, and you can tell by the feeling in you when you are asking, oh my gosh, how do I do this? How do I deal with this stuff that's going on that now I'm different? It's coming from fear. And it's a thought that you're believing that there is actually something on the outside that is wrong, that needs dealing with. Right now, that it needs, there's a desperation. What do I do now, with this? So wisdom is always present in a good feeling. When something arises in us and it feels good, it feels nice, then there's wisdom in that. When something arises from fear, then it's not coming from wisdom. And this thought, by its very nature, has arisen from fear. So what do we do when we get into that kind of thinking? Well, the obvious one is don't overthink it. And I did make a video recently about overthinking, so I will pop the link to that video in the comments if you want to know more about that, what I would say about not overthinking things. Go and have a watch of that video, and as I said, I'll put the link in the comments below. But don't be pulled into believing that there's something that you need to do from this fearful place. Don't take that thought at face value. Look towards truth. Look towards a deeper truth. Look towards what you know. Wisdom always comes with a good feeling. So there isn't wisdom in this thought. And the reason that we're always told to follow a good feeling is because that's, we're being pointed towards following wisdom, not following fear, following the wisdom. And if you don't overthink it and you stay in the present moment, I promise whatever it is that's going on for you, you'll get through it. There is a way and you will find it, but it will be found in wisdom in the present moment. And in the moment, any time that we're fooled by a question like that into thinking that there's something that we have to deal with, we're heading away from that wisdom. We're heading in the wrong direction. And something that occurred to me a long time ago when I found myself in a situation like this that I found incredibly helpful, and I've shared it with a lot of people who have made it their own and also found it very helpful, is to ask the question, when this happens, ask the question, am I all right even here? Because this question brings us back to the present moment, and the present moment is the only place where change can happen. That's the place where wisdom lives. So if we just, and it's not, we're not asking our surface mind, because very often our mind will scream, well, no, of course not, I'm not all right. But we're actually getting quiet and asking this question, how do I deal with this that's still going on? Well, am I okay? Am I okay in this moment? And when we bring ourselves back, that stops us, that stops the overthinking happening. It allows us to connect to that deeper truth. And once we're in a good feeling, something happens for us, through us. And the difference, like the original question of this video, the difference that happens in us from dealing with that question from fear, when we believe that is a legitimate question and something we need to deal with, the difference between trying to deal with that fearful question and recognizing the question for what it is, something that's taking us away from wisdom, taking us away from the deeper truth that we know. That's massive. That's the difference that makes the difference. And the strange thing is, on the outside, you may end up taking the same action. When you look towards wisdom, when you look towards a deeper truth, when you go inside and deal with it there, not from the fear of the outside, the action may well be the same, but the place that the action is coming from will be entirely different. And that is the difference that makes the difference between overwhelm, burnout, illness, pain, and lightness, ease, and love. Because when we take action from wisdom, it always comes with a lightness, ease, and a love. When we take action from fear, we end up getting overwhelmed, getting burned out, not feeling great. So hopefully there was something useful in this video today. I hope you found something in here that can help you. And I will put some information below this video if you want to find out more about me, find out more about what I do, work with me in any way, that would be great. At the moment, I'm doing something called 365 Days of Cracking Creation, where we are looking at this, looking deeply at how is it we create our reality and how can we create something that we absolutely love. Our best world, our best life, and we're having a ton of fun in there. So if you want to join in, the information with that will be below this video too. If you have any comments and questions, I always like to hear from you, always like you to comment and ask questions on my videos. That's absolutely fantastic. Have a great day, whatever you're up to, and I will see you somewhere soon. Take care. Bye for now.